Good afternoon, February the 23rd, 2016. Time to wrap it up. We came in this morning wanting to sell 35s to 40s. We said if the market couldn't get through 37, that we should test the 1920, 1925 area, and that's pretty much what happened. I took some trades early on that were really cute. They were legitimate setups, but the idea was to be short, and I certainly went against that. This was a legitimate setup against the idea early in the session. Led to a loser on this retest failure. This buy right here, high or low, also led to a loser. Had one chance to scratch it right here. Missed this S because we're already in that trade. So wrong twice against the idea. Knew he wanted to be short, and that's what turned out. Market was just no chance before the news hit. Just didn't have volatility. And if you didn't buy the mean green line or lean against the 10-minute bars high, you didn't have a chance to make money. So this trade turned out to be a winner. These trades all turned out to be winners. This trade was a scratch. Retest failure. Plus, either this one would have been a scratch, make a little. Another retest failure, S, make a little. Retest failure, plus, and then these S's, pluses. So the two losers that came about were the first two trades that I took in the room. And sometimes that happens. It's just, just the nature of the beast. When we don't have volatility, when we don't get the movement that we need to make our trade setups work, then you're going to be lucky to scratch them. But anyway, the idea to be a seller 35 to 40, especially if 37 held. I think we made it to 37, maybe 37 and a quarter. Was certainly correct. And if you stayed with the trades, stayed with the setups, eventually you made money. Okay, Tom DeMark came out and said if the market breaks over the next 3 days, closes below 1927, that it's going to correct to 1736 to 1786. An 8 to an 11% correction from these levels. Inside day so far on F1. Find a place to trade it. F2 is definitely going to be a B with multiple distributions, and this would be the correct split right there. So the last rotate up was 25. We're currently at 17. We've got the mode at 20. So selling 20. Assume we're going to close right here. We're going to sell 20s to 25. Sell 1. 30 to 35. Sell 2. Got this low volume area down here at 10 and a high. It looks like the high volume number is at 5. Last rotate down over here stopped at 9. So 5 to 9, 5 to 10 by 1. And then 95 to 1900 by 2. Let them get stops beneath the buck. And see what happens after that. Okay, tomorrow's news, services PMI 52.2 could come in lower. New home sales 522. 53.4, excuse me. That didn't seem right. 522 for new home sales and crude inventories. And any of these numbers can impact the market as much as they're going to. It's just they're not numbers that usually drive. The big number will be durable orders this week. Okay, tomorrow's the 5-year auction. I'd sell into London, a rally into London. And again, if the E-mini's selling, we don't want to have anything to do with the short side of the market. It's just not going to happen. Outside day, that implies trading range. We've got the 5-year auction tomorrow. That all will set up if we wanted to make a That's what it looks like. Perhaps that's the proper split right there. And so we've got sellers above 131, and we got a buyer in the 130, 12 to 16 area as we move into the 5-year auction. We're going to have a strong buying profile here. Multiple distributions up, and on the assumption that the E-mini is going to sell, our first buy zone is going to be 25 to 29, followed by 17 to 21. Now if the E-mini rallies back and closes strong this afternoon, then we don't want to be buyers at that first level. The first sell is 3 to 7, then 11 to 15. The 2-year auction was strong. The heavily bought by foreign bidders. Again, reflecting all the chaos that we see around the globe. It'll be, be interesting to see how the markets play the nominating process right here between Hillary and Bernie, and I mean Hillary would be business as usual on Wall Street, and how they interpret a Cruz or a Trump. Rubio, I think, would be business as usual on Wall Street, but that could also become a factor too. Okay, very, very strong profile, 2-point plus day in the 30-year. Big market. So 31s to 03, sell 1. 11s to 15, sell 2. This thing just moves. We've seen some 3-point days. Today was a 2-point plus day. Last rotate down stopped at 17, so 13 to 17 buy 1. And then 1 to 5 buy 2. Basically leaning against 66. And if the E-mini is rallying up, we're going to drop our buy zones. If the E-mini continues to sell, we'll be lucky to get in at 17. And we don't want any part of the short side of the market. You get gold. Similar situation. The E-mini starts to really sell. We should get a lift in gold. We haven't had much of a lift yet. So 28 to 30 is sell 1. 34, 36, sell 2. On the buy side, 19 to 21, buy 1. 15 to 17, buy 2. Crude oil API numbers out tonight, EIA numbers out tomorrow. Rich Genders says he will not be in the room for crude oil tomorrow. Inside day in crude oil, trade it. F2 screen, definitely be, find a place to sell it. So Rich Genders will not be here tomorrow for his webinar. Okay, so last rotate stopped at 18. We're at 31.82, 32, 32 and a quarter, sell 1. 50 to 75, sell 2. On the buy side, think we can trade a little bit lower, maybe stop, so 31, 31 and a quarter, buy 1. And then 30, 50, 30, 75, buy 2. And the euro. Lower high, lower low, find a place to sell it. Look how consistent that pattern has been. So you're really looking for a place to sell it in London. And that would please the European Central Bank if you added to the short interest. Today, pretty square distribution, volumes in the bottom half, so leaning B, but if I put all of this together, you can see that we're definitely dealing with a B. So 1025, sell 1, 1050, sell 2. We're going to make 975, buy 1. Put a question mark at 10. If we can't break 10, we can trade from the long side. And then 950, buy 2. And that's it for February the 23rd, 2016. I'll see you bright and early in the morning. Well, have a great evening.